You're not quirky, you're emotionally unraveling in 4K while calling it just how I am, but don't worry, same here. Let's explore the totally normal things we all do that are actually psychological red flags in a party hat. Number 1. Overthinking everything? That's not just your personality. Let's be real, everyone overthinks sometimes. But if your idea of going to sleep is lying in the dark, replaying a conversation from 2016 while also catastrophizing an event that hasn't happened yet, yeah, that's not just being thoughtful, that's anxiety running laps around your sanity. You may think you're being self-aware, but your brain is basically that one intern who keeps scheduling unnecessary meetings with your past, future, and imaginary scenarios that never happened. You didn't just prepare for all outcomes, you constructed 73 possible worst-case scenarios before breakfast. Psychologists call this generalized anxiety disorder. But hey, at least you're prepared for the zombie apocalypse and that thing your boss might say next Tuesday. Maybe, probably, or not at all. Number 2, that obsession with cleanliness might be OCD light. You like things neat. That's fine. But if you find yourself unable to relax until all the pens are facing the same way, the couch pillows are aligned like military troops, and the cereal boxes in your pantry are arranged by color and height, guess what? That might be less Marie Kondo and more OCD said hello. It's not just about wanting things clean. It's the anxiety that builds up if they're not. Like actual distress because your shampoo bottles are out of order. You're not organized. You're emotionally blackmailed by inanimate objects. And no judgment, your bathroom is probably cleaner than a hospital operating room. But if your peace of mind depends on whether the toilet paper roll is over or under, it's time to talk. Number 3, you call it being thorough. Psychologists call it compulsive checking. Let's play a quick game. Have you ever locked the door, walked away, thought, did I really lock it, walked back, checked, walked away again, then came back one more time just to really make sure? Congrats. You might be stuck in a loop called compulsive checking, which is a common form of OCD. This isn't just being careful. This is your brain gaslighting you about your own motor functions. You sure you turned off the stove? Yes. Okay, but did you really? Yes, I literally touched it twice. Well, better go back just in case the laws of physics have changed in the last 30 seconds. Your brain, a chaotic detective who trusts nobody, especially not you. Number 4, mood swings, just moody or bipolar in disguise. You wake up feeling like Beyonce, and by lunch you're crying over a TikTok about a dog that found its way home. If your mood is a roller coaster with zero safety harness and no explanation, it might be more than just a bad day. Extreme highs, bursts of energy, wild ideas, followed by crashes where getting out of bed feels like climbing Everest. That's not just being dramatic. That could be bipolar spectrum disorder or a milder cousin like cyclothymia. No, it doesn't mean you're broken. It just means your emotions are driving a Ferrari through a school zone without a license. And if you've ever started 14 new projects in a single night, rearranged your furniture at 3 a.m. and then cried because someone said okay instead of okay, well, maybe keep listening. Number 5, that internal monologue might be a Fight Club audition. Talking to yourself, totally normal. Arguing with yourself like you're in a courtroom drama directed by Quentin Tarantino, maybe not so normal. If your brain holds more debates than the presidential elections, or if you're rehearsing 500 versions of a conversation you haven't even had yet, that's not just inner dialogue, that's theater. And if your inner voice is actually a committee of voices telling you what you should have said to that cashier in 2014, it might be time to consider that you're not quirky, you're managing something deeper. Some internal monologues can hint at dissociative tendencies, anxiety, or even early psychotic symptoms if they get too vivid or feel separate from you. But don't panic. You're probably fine. Unless your inner voice is giving you legal advice or relationship tips, then we might have a problem. Number 6, sleeping too much or not at all. Classic red flags. You either sleep 2 hours and run on caffeine and chaos, or you sleep 14 hours straight and wake up wondering if you were in a coma. Either way, if your sleep schedule could win most dramatic in a high school yearbook, it's probably more than just a weird quirk. Oversleeping can be a sign of depression. Insomnia, classic symptom of anxiety or even bipolar mania. Sleep is your brain's reset button. And when your mental health is shaky, your sleep gets weird fast. But it's like your brain's saying, I can't deal with real life. Let me either nap forever or spiral into the void at 3 a.m. This isn't, I'm just a night owl. This is, my brain is glitching and sleep is collateral damage. 7, daydreaming or mentally disassociating like a pro. Everyone zones out once in a while, but if you suddenly snap out of a 45-minute fantasy where you're rich, respected, and emotionally stable while your cereal has gone soggy in front of you, that's more than imagination. That's dissociation, baby. It's your brain saying, reality is too much, let's just dip for a while. This isn't daydreaming for fun. This is mental teleportation as a coping mechanism. Some people call it spacing out. Psychology calls it maladaptive daydreaming, dissociation, or even depersonalization when it gets real intense. And look, your imaginary world might be way more appealing than this one, but if you live there more than here, that's not creativity, that's emotional evasion with style. Number 8, social battery or social anxiety with a fancy filter. You say you're just recharging, but really, you're anxiously rehearsing how to say hi for the 5th time and still not texting back, canceling plans, avoiding calls, ghosting friends and blaming it on self-care, let's be honest. That's not introversion, that's social anxiety in a really good disguise. You're not low energy, you're mentally rehearsing every social interaction like it's opening night on Broadway. Worry you said something weird, or that people are secretly annoyed with you, or that one joke didn't land and now everyone hates you. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's not just being a quiet person. That's being in fight or flight mode. At brunch. Number 9, crying randomly. Your brain might be leaking emotion. You're crying in the shower, crying during a dog food commercial, crying because you dropped a spoon but it felt personal. We've all had emotional days. But when the tears show up, uninvited, regularly, it could be a sign of something deeper. This is often tied to high-functioning depression, the kind where you still get stuff done, smile in public, hold down a job, but inside, you're unraveling like a dollar store sweater. You're not too sensitive. You're emotionally overflowing and masking it like a champ. This is your brain's version of a smoke alarm. Quiet most of the time, but when it goes off, you better pay attention. Number 10, hyper-independence, not strength, maybe trauma. You do everything yourself. You hate asking for help. You'd rather carry the emotional weight of a small country than be vulnerable for 5 seconds. Sound empowering? It's not. That's called hyper-independence, and it's often rooted in trauma, usually the kind that taught you early on that relying on people equals disappointment. So now, you'd rather burn out than reach out. You're not strong and self-sufficient. You're running on fear-fueled autopilot and masking it as confidence. Hyper-independence is the emotional equivalent of duct taping your soul and saying, it's fine, I got it. You don't have to earn love by being bulletproof. It's okay to lean, even if you've been holding yourself up your whole life. So, are you mentally ill or just vibing? Jury's still out, but if this video dragged you a little too hard, you might want to stop calling it a quirk and start calling it what it is. A perfectly treatable, very common mental health issue that you're not alone in. Drop a comment with the quirk that exposed you the most. Like this video if you've ever diagnosed yourself on Google at 2 a.m. And hit subscribe because we're all just a little unstable. Might as well be informed about it.